Welcome back to Infinity Beyond. In our previous journey, we followed oxygen across the cosmos and back into our lungs, linking stars to cells in a breathtaking cycle. But now, let's shift focus inward once more, to the organ that consumes more oxygen than any other, your brain. The human brain weighs only about 2% of your body's mass, but it uses nearly 20% of the oxygen you breathe. That's an astonishing figure, and a reflection of just how metabolically demanding your thoughts, feelings, and memories really are. Let's begin with a single breath. As oxygen enters your lungs and travels through your blood, a priority delivery is made directly to the brain. Arteries in your neck, the carotid arteries, branch off, sending rich, oxygenated blood to every lobe, fold, and neuron in your head. Why such urgency? Because neurons, the primary cells of the brain, are incredibly active. Even when you're resting, your brain is processing sensory input, maintaining body temperature, coordinating breath and heartbeat, and generating your experience of reality. Neurons rely on a constant, uninterrupted supply of ATP, the energy currency created in mitochondria. And as we know, oxygen is essential to that production. Interrupt the oxygen flow, even briefly, and neurons begin to fail. Within minutes of total deprivation, brain damage occurs. Within 10 minutes, irreversible harm is likely. That's why strokes, heart attacks, and carbon monoxide poisoning are so dangerous. They compromise the brain's oxygen supply. But let's look at what happens under normal conditions. As you read, listen, or even dream, billions of neurons fire electrical impulses. These impulses use energy to open channels, exchange ions, and communicate across tiny gaps called synapses. Every time you recall a memory, learn something new, or feel an emotion, oxygen is being spent. Even emotions require oxygen. The amygdala, the region responsible for processing fear and pleasure, lights up when you're startled or comforted. The hippocampus, critical for forming long-term memories, relies on a steady stream of oxygen-rich blood to encode your experiences. Creativity, focus, mood, all are influenced by the availability of oxygen. Have you ever noticed how your thinking becomes foggy when you're tired or anxious? That's not just mental exhaustion. It's often a sign of reduced oxygen delivery. Stress causes shallow breathing. Shallow breathing reduces oxygen intake. The brain gets less fuel, and your clarity dims. That's why deep, slow breathing is so often used in therapy, mindfulness, and meditation. It restores oxygen flow and calms the brain. Interestingly, the brain has a unique way of regulating its own oxygen needs. This process is called neurovascular coupling. When a region of your brain becomes active, say, your visual cortex while watching a movie, local blood flow increases to match that activity. More blood means more oxygen. This adaptability is one reason why brain scans like fMRI work. They detect changes in blood oxygenation to map brain function. Even during sleep, oxygen plays a pivotal role. In deep sleep, your brain clears out metabolic waste through a newly discovered system called the glymphatic system. It's like a cleaning crew that sweeps away cellular debris, a process that's impaired without proper oxygenation. Oxygen also affects brain aging. Chronic low oxygen levels, known as cerebral hypoxia, have been linked to neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. Maintaining good oxygen flow through lifestyle choices, movement, breath work, sleep, is a crucial part of cognitive health. Let's take this a step further. What happens when we optimize oxygen delivery to the brain? Athletes use high-altitude training to stimulate red blood cell production. Some biohackers use hyperbaric oxygen therapy, HBOT, breathing pure oxygen in pressurized chambers to enhance healing, reduce inflammation, and potentially improve brain function. While research is ongoing, Early studies show promise for recovery after brain injuries, reducing symptoms of PTSD, and even improving attention in certain cases. But perhaps the most powerful way to support your brain's oxygen needs is also the simplest: breathing well. That means nasal breathing, slow breathing, and conscious breathing. Unlike rapid chest breathing, which brings in less air and creates tension, diaphragmatic breathing draws oxygen deeper into the lungs, closer to the bloodstream, closer to your brain. Try this with me now. Inhale gently through your nose. Count 1, 2, 3, hold, and exhale softly. 1, 2, 3, 4. You may already feel a shift, a softening in the forehead, a calm in the chest. That's oxygen doing its work. At Infinity Beyond, we believe understanding the brain isn't just about studying neurons. It's about appreciating the invisible forces, like oxygen, that sustain every thought, every idea, and every moment of being. Tonight, as you lay your head down, know that your brain is still active. It's still breathing, learning, filing away memories, restoring itself. And with each breath, you are feeding the most complex object in the known universe, your mind. So breathe in intelligence. Breathe out noise. Let your thoughts settle like snow in a quiet forest. You are safe. You are supported. You are oxygenated. This is Infinity Beyond, where every thought begins with breath.